Welcome back to Run the Atlas. Today I'm doing a long-awaited video on Spokane, Washington, and the things you need to know before visiting here. A lot of these things you may not have known before, so you're going to want to stay tuned to the end. I visited Spokane numerous times for conferences and also for fun, and of course to visit Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So I learned a lot of things during my trips that I'm going to pass on to you. So one of the first things to note about Spokane, Washington is it's very far from Seattle. We're talking a 4-hour drive from Seattle. It's actually closer to Idaho and Montana than the major metropolis areas of Washington. It's only about 37 minutes to Coeur d'Alene. The Spokane airport is the airport you're gonna wanna use when you travel to Coeur d'Alene. And it's also only 2 hours from Montana. So a lot of people that visit Spokane, they end up continuing on to Coeur d'Alene and Montana. It's also the largest city between Seattle and Minneapolis. Now let's talk about the downtown. The downtown is one of the most stunning downtowns I've seen in the United States, and that's because this was the smallest city to host the World's Fair, and because of that, they built a beautiful park. It's along the river, the Spokane River, and you'll see the second largest urban waterfall in the United States, Spokane Falls, right in the downtown. You can even take an aerial tram over the waterfall, and it is such a beautiful aerial view. It really doesn't feel like you're in a city at all, which is really amazing. So the downtown is pretty small. You can walk through most of the downtown within about 15 minutes. In fact, most of the buildings are low-rise brick buildings, kind of built during the railroad period. There's not a ton of life in the downtown. It's not a big nightlife city.
Call your mom and tell her you love her.
Oh, that's an easy one. It's vintage. And there are some really historic buildings here, particularly the Davenport Hotel, which was built in 1914. It has a very opulent lobby. I'm talking about ballrooms, and they even had AC at the time that it was built, which was a brand new feature. So right in the downtown is Gonzaga University, which is a big basketball university. It's a small Jesuit university, and you'll see a lot of student life because of this. So geographically, Spokane was also a surprise to me. I was expecting more like evergreen trees like you would see in Seattle, but it's not quite like that in Spokane. It's more hills and plains, and you'll see some coniferous forests. The recreation is really centered around the river. The river is where people go river rafting, fly fishing, kayaking, paddle boarding, you name it. It's a very outdoorsy city. Now you get all 4 seasons here in Spokane. That means snow, and snow can happen as early as September. Some of the locals were telling us that they got feet of snow in September, and it can last all the way till May. We were actually there in May, and it was quite chilly. You did need to bring a jacket, and it was also rainy. We're getting rained on. It's late May. We're getting the full Pacific Northwest experience. And because of all the rain and snow, you'll notice a lot of catwalks in the downtown connecting the different buildings and the mall and things like that. Because of all the rain and the snow and the fact that it's not near any other large metropolises, Spokane has really clean air. It's one of the things that I noticed when visiting there. So some of the things that draw visitors here to Spokane, first of all, there is the Bloomsday Run, which attracts 50,000 runners per year. It's one of the largest running events in the world. The turnout is incredible. It's 7.5 miles. So they also have a lilac festival in May as well, where they have floats, and it's really beautiful. Around the city, you'll notice lilacs just growing naturally, and it smells amazing. And the lilac festival typically happens on May 16th. So a lot of people also come to Spokane for the conference center. It's a popular place to hold a conference. It's right along the riverfront, so you can't imagine a more beautiful destination to hold your conference. So we are staying at the Grand Hotel, and what's great is there is a catwalk that connects right to the convention center. So convenient. There's a lot of outdoor spaces as well, and it's really gorgeous. This is right in the downtown. So as I mentioned, the city is quite small, and so because of that, the people here are very down to earth. There's a more rural vibe here. You can hear all the birds. In fact, I even noticed some wild turkeys wandering around right near the downtown. Another surprising fact about Spokane is they have delicious wine here. If you visit Spokane, I highly recommend that you go up into the hill and visit Arbor Crest. This is also right near the downtown, very accessible, and is one of the most beautiful dining and wine experiences that I've had. It overlooks the entire city. It almost feels like you're in a castle in Europe.
We're at Arbor Crest and we're here in May. Beautiful spring has sprung on us, and this is one of our favorite places in the greater Spokane region.
And there's flowers and beautiful gardens and landscaping all around. It is extraordinary and perfect place to celebrate a special event. So with that, I hope that you get a chance to visit Spokane very soon. Check out our vlogs that we did of Spokane, and I'll also insert some footage of our trip. It truly did feel like a great escape and one of the best kept secrets, I think, of the Pacific Northwest region. And the fact that it's connected to so many areas, it really gives you a lot of freedom to explore when you visit here. Be sure to like and subscribe for more travel videos.